The Pope declares a computer genius the youngest saint. A Japanese theme park allows guests to bring their laptop and work remotely from a Ferris wheel. And Machu Picchu was opened up for a single tourist who waited 7 months to see it. These are the weird stories for Wednesday on Weird AF News. I'm your host, Jonesy. This is the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian. I'm so glad you're here. I got some stories from around the world. They're weird. A Japanese theme park allows guests to bring their laptops and work remotely from a Ferris wheel. Oh yeah, working remotely has reached new heights. Literally. Japanese theme park Yomiuri Land has a new program that allows guests to work from their rides, such as the sky-high Ferris wheel. Ooh, and the bumper cars and the roller coaster. You can't get work done on the bumper cars. Maybe you can. The Amusement Workation Program, as it's called, boasts access to parks, rides, and amenities with Wi-Fi for about $18 on weekdays and $19 on weekends. Are you afraid of heights? Well, those who want to have a more grounded remote work experience can set up shop poolside instead at the theme park's work booth stations that come complete with tables, chairs, and outlets for charging laptops and phones. Guests who do decide to participate in the business meets pleasure package should know that the theme park has a no screaming allowed policy put in place during the pandemic in an effort by Japanese theme parks to curb the spread of the virus. Does that work? No screaming and curbing the spread of the virus? I'm curious. And also, it sounds to me like the rides are still operating. And so you're just letting everybody know that if you do come here to work, don't worry. The rides are operating, but nobody's screaming. So you can still work in peace. This is crazy. The Japanese are the only people that can install a no screaming allowed policy in a theme park. And they're the only people that would actually obey it and not screaming during rides. I mean, it's unbelievable. They just have such control over their emotions. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I've done comedy shows in front of Japanese people, and I don't know why, they won't laugh. They won't express. It's so hard to get them to do that. Yeah, I'm sure they have no problem no screaming on the rides. This promotion, by the way, comes as a number of theme parks around the world have remained closed due to the coronavirus. In the U.S., theme parks like Disney World and Disneyland have reopened, but with limited capacities, as many of the hotels remain closed due to fewer visitors. Still, as a bid to boost business, some destinations are offering remote work-inspired vacation packages. Caribbean island Barbados said it was working on launching a 12-month concept called the Barbados Welcome Stamp, which would allow visitors to come to the country and work remotely for a full year. You're going to get nothing done in Barbados, okay? Who is taking them up on this idea? And by the way, you're going to get nothing done bringing your laptop to the theme park. There's just no way. You think you're going to get work done at a theme park? What are you, out of your mind? You're going to be getting on rides and eating sausage. Like, that's what you do at a theme park. I mean, it's like the most ultimate distraction. You might as well try and bring your laptop to a strip club. I mean, we're talking ultimate distractions here, keeping you from being productive. This is a bad idea. I know they're trying to stay open and all that, but this is just crazy. Having a meeting on the pirate ship, you're out of your mind. Chewie, what are you doing? Oh, you're listening to Weird AF News. Cool. Pope Francis declares a computer genius the youngest saint in history. 15-year-old Italian computer whiz Carlo Acutis is headed to become the patron saint of the internet. Carlo Acutis died of leukemia in 2006, and Pope Francis has deemed him responsible for a miracle. And for that reason, he is beatifying Acutis as the youngest person to hold the status. Beatification suggests that a person has entered paradise, and the person can now become a saint. Well, I wonder what sort of internet-related miracles this guy Carlo was into. Did he build the Vatican website? What did he do? Why is Pope Francis so into this guy? Well, it says here, a 7-year-old boy in Brazil was suffering from a rare type of pancreatic disorder deemed to be lethal. But then, this young boy came into contact with Carlo Acutis' T-shirt. And the Pope believes that it was the reason that caused the boy to become healed. Jeez. I just feel so bad for the Pope. I really do. All right, now we're getting into it. Come on, though, really? Touch the T-shirt and he's healed? Is this what we're believing in 2020? I mean, I find it hard to believe that a T-shirt healed somebody's pancreatic disorder. I mean, we all going to pretend that this is not craziness? Just me? Now, I mean, Catholicism has its uses. Sure. It's a great way to create community, and, there's a lot of great rituals, and, they're helping the poor. And, there's nothing wrong with praying and finding meaning in life in this religion. But really, the whole, you touch the T-shirt and you're healed, we're still doing that stuff. I look at that in the same vein as I look at burning witches. I'm like, that's just old superstitious nonsense that we need to grow out of. That's just me. I mean, I can say these things. I was raised Catholic. I'm okay now. Jonesy, how dare you? All right, I'm sorry. Let me get back into, let's learn something here, all right? I want to learn here. I want to learn how do you become a saint, because I feel like I want to live in paradise for eternity. It says here to become a saint, 2 miracles need to be associated with the person. But the person's dead, and then the miracles have to be associated. Then it's up to other people to associate miracles with you. You have to have like a postpartum miracle PR team who are just like trying to find miracles for you out there and attribute it to you. You got to really have a good Twitter following. Moving along, how did the Pope know this guy? Acutus first caught Pope Francis's attention in 2002 when he created a website to document and list miracles. Francis has been in praises of the late computer whiz since then, often mentioning how Acutus used the internet to communicate values and beauty. Oh, so this kid, because he created the first religious website that listed some miracles, now he gets to be a saint. I find like this isn't a real saint, guys. I mean, come on, really? If you're the first person to just use the technology to help the church, next thing you know, you got sainthood going on. I'll tell you what, Pope Francis, I will create the first podcast for the Vatican. How about that? Can I be a saint forever and ever, please? Can you then go scour the world for miracles to attribute to me after I'm dead? Be like, yes, because somebody touched Jonesy's sneaker, he was cured of cancer. Yes, another miracle attributed to the great podcaster, the patron saint of podcasting, Jonesy. Okay, I Googled how to become a saint. Apparently, you have to first become a servant of God. Then you have to show proof of a life of heroic virtue. And then you got to get verified miracles, and then canonization. Oh, well, I'm so far from this list, it's not even close. I got no chance. First of all, I'm not a servant of God. I cannot show proof of a life of heroic virtue, unless by heroic virtue you mean I've won a bunch of softball games by hitting home runs. Verified miracles, yeah, that's not happening either. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to become a saint, guys. The thing about those miracles, it says here they have to be performed after death, these miracles. I mean, how do you even do that? I can't even perform miracles while I'm alive. I thought I created a miracle the other day when I was stoned and went and got a box of dates and then a tub of whipped cream cheese out of my fridge, and I just dipped the dates in the cream cheese and ate that. And I thought it was the most delicious thing I had ever eaten in my life. And I thought for sure I had a miracle on my hands there, but I don't know if that's enough to get me into paradise. You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man. Yay! Machu Picchu opened up for a single tourist who waited 7 months to see it. Peru's famous Machu Picchu ruins, closed for months due to the coronavirus pandemic, reopened this week for one lucky Japanese tourist after he spent months stranded in the country due to global travel restrictions. Jesse Takayama expressed his gratitude to officials who granted his special request to visit the ruins after he arrived months ago in a small town near the ruins, where he has remained since COVID-19 restrictions were put in place by Peru's government and others around the world. Peru's Minister of Culture, Alejandro Neira, said at a press conference, he had come to Peru with a dream of being able to enter. The Japanese citizen has entered together with our head of the park so that he can do this before returning to his country. That, by the way, was a perfect impression of Alejandro Neira. If you've ever heard him at a press conference, you're welcome. This Takayama guy originally purchased his ticket to visit the ruins in March, according to the media. Peru, of course, was forced to implement drastic COVID-19 restrictions on travel, including an end to the all incoming international flights earlier this year, which only relaxed this month after the nation's rate of COVID cases began declining in August. The rest of the article gives some numbers of cases and deaths, etc. Nothing that'll make you laugh or even feel good about yourself at all. So I'm going to omit that. I'm just going to say I've always wanted to go to Machu Picchu. I have been to Peru, but I did not have time to go to that particular place. It is astounding, this place. I mean, right? You've seen photos and videos? Of course. Everybody knows Machu Picchu. But and what a shame that all of these sites all around the world are just shut down, and tourism is just off the grid right now. It's just not happening. To be able to visit a site like this, though, alone, imagine that experience. I mean, I would totally, I would like a private Machu Picchu tour with just me and my friends. That would be amazing. I think even more than that, I would like to be allowed to be inside the Great Pyramid at Giza by myself, just all day. Like, just leave me in there all day to explore. That would be a dream. No other tourists, just me. Maybe bring my guitar in there, make some music inside the pyramid. Did you know someone made a whole album inside a pyramid? The Great Pyramid? Yeah, it's totally true. You look that up. I forget the person. That's a weird person. Yeah. Where would you visit if you could go anywhere, have the place to yourself? Like, where would you want to go? I think inside the Great Pyramid is a great choice, but I'm sure you guys have something. Call the show, 646-450-2012. Hit me. We've been listening to Weird AF News. We've been listening to weirdest news in the world. It's the weirdest in the world. I want to thank you for listening all the way to the outro. I want to thank everybody who sent me articles and emails and calls and all that other stuff. I appreciate you. You can email me anytime at funnyjones@gmail.com. That's how you do it. Also, check out weirdafnews.com, the website. Got some stuff on there. You can make a donation on there. You can join the Patreon from there as well. What's the Patreon, Jonesy? Oh, it's just a way you can throw Jonesy a couple bucks a month, like buying me a beer. And then you get access to some other weird AF related media. Kind of more of a glimpse into my personal life as well on there. I've been putting some personal stuff. I think people enjoy that. Yeah, there's a nice little crew on there too, by the way. It's a bunch of patrons who are pretty nice people. So it's like joining a club as well. You feel a sense of community, I think. So you get that out of it as well. And just that warm, fuzzy feeling that you're, supporting a podcast that you listen to 5 days a week. That's pretty dope. So check out patreon.com/weirdafnews or go to weirdafnews.com. Or you can even click on the link in the description of this on some of your podcast players. You can click the Patreon link. Will be right in there. So there's that. What else? Oh, follow me on social media @FunnyJones and tell a friend that you think might enjoy a podcast. Introduce podcasts to somebody who doesn't even know what they are. There are some people out there who have no clue what podcasts are. So, I think Weird AF News is a nice introduction to podcasts because it's rather general. Then they can all go get specific. I mean, that's what I love about podcasts. You can really get specific. Whatever do you like? What do you like? Table tennis? Well, you can listen. There's a table tennis podcast. I assume there's a podcast. Fly fishing? What are you into? The color blue? There's probably a podcast on the color blue, I'd imagine. There's like a podcast for every little niche, any interest that you might have out there. That's what's so crazy about them. It's so cool. So mine is in the light of that. Mine's a little bit general. I mean, it's weird news. So in that way, it's a niche, but it's pretty general and can be enjoyed by most people from most backgrounds and ages. I think because it is so general. I'm rambling now. I don't know why. I should just totally. These are the things that I do that make people don't want to listen to the podcast. I continue to do them. So I'm going to go right now, and I will see you tomorrow.